Welcome! Today we're opening up a toolkit of simple but really powerful exercises to help the children in your life build some serious emotional strength. Let's dive right in. It's so tough watching a child struggle with huge feelings like anxiety or frustration. You just want to help, but where do you even start? Well, the good news is there's a practical, proven approach that can make a huge difference. And that approach is called cognitive behavioral therapy, or you've probably heard it called CBT. It's so much more than just talking about feelings. It's really about giving kids actual hands-on tools to help them navigate their inner world.
Okay, so how does it all work? Well, CBT is built on a really simple, but honestly super powerful idea about a cycle that happens inside all of us, pretty much every single day. Here's what that cycle looks like in action. So it all kicks off with a thought, right? Something like, I'm definitely going to fail this test. That single thought immediately triggers a feeling, maybe anxiety or sadness. And that feeling, it drives a behavior, like deciding not to study at all, which, of course, just reinforces that original thought. You can see how it becomes this vicious negative loop.
So the whole goal of CBT is to teach kids how to interrupt that cycle. It's about learning to hit the pause button and question that very first negative thought, asking, wait a minute, is that really true? Is thinking this way helping me right now? By challenging that one thought, they can change that entire chain reaction. So, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you bring this into your everyday life? Well, let's open up that toolkit and look at 4 simple exercises you can literally start using today.
So we've got 4 simple but seriously effective exercises you can start using right away.
First up is the thought diary. Now, this is a fantastic way for kids to become little detectives of their own minds, helping them figure out where all those big feelings are actually coming from. The simple act of writing or drawing a thought, it creates space. It moves the thought out of their head and onto paper, where they can look at it a bit more objectively. This is how they start to spot patterns, like noticing they always think, nobody likes me, right before a birthday party. And for kids who find it hard to talk about their feelings, it's an absolutely perfect nonverbal outlet.
So, once a child can actually identify their thoughts, what's next? Well, the next step is to reframe them. This technique is called positive reframing, and honestly, this is where the real magic starts to happen. The heart of this technique is taking a big, sticky, negative thought, like, I always mess up, and replacing it with something more balanced and actually helpful. And listen, this isn't about fake positivity, it's about finding a truer perspective. Like, you know what? Mistakes are actually how I learn. Okay, our third exercise gets into the physical side of big emotions, because when a child gets anxious, their body basically goes on high alert. This technique helps calm down both the mind and the body. A fantastic technique here is deep belly breathing. You can guide your child through these super simple steps. Having them put a hand on their stomach is great because it helps them physically feel the breath moving. What's so cool about this is that this simple, rhythmic breathing literally sends a signal to the body's relaxation system, telling the brain, hey, the danger's past, we can calm down now. It actually slows their heart rate and eases that anxious feeling.
And our final tool is a wonderful, creative, and really symbolic way for kids to feel like they're the ones in charge of their worries, not the other way around.
The worry box basically gets the anxiety out of their head. By writing a worry down and physically putting it in a box, a child acknowledges the feeling, but they don't get consumed by it. It teaches them this incredibly important lesson. You can have a worry, set it aside, and choose when you want to deal with it. It creates this healthy distance and a real sense of control.
Now, these tools are fantastic, but your role in all this is what really brings them to life. You're not supposed to be the fixer here. Think of yourself as the guide on the side.
So to make this really work, don't try to do everything at once. Just start small. Maybe try a few deep breaths together at bedtime. Look for natural little moments in your day to practice. And maybe most importantly, be patient. Praise their effort, not the result, and create a really safe space where they know they can share any thought or worry without any fear of judgment.
Of all the techniques and tools we've talked about, this one might just be the most powerful of all. The absolute best way to teach these skills is to model them yourself.
Talking through your own process out loud, wow, it is a total game changer. When you say something like this, you're showing your child that big feelings are normal, that everyone has them, and that these are the tools we all use to manage them. You're making the whole thing feel normal.
So, let's zoom out for a second.
What's the ultimate goal of practicing these simple exercises? Where's this all leading?
It's all leading to emotional resilience. And these small, consistent practices are more than just habits. They're literally building new neural pathways in the brain. Over time, kids develop this deep, lasting foundation of skills that they can use to manage stress and navigate all of life's challenges, both big and small.
At the end of the day, this isn't about a quick fix for a bad mood. It's about giving the children in your life a powerful toolkit for the future. So what's one small step, one new thought you can practice together today?